everybody, welcome to the arcade. I'm standing in front of something really special that maybe not a lot of people have seen, except for maybe 20-30 years ago. But this is my Game Ground dedicated arcade machine. I don't think there's too many of these left. I'm wearing my Galloping Ghost shirt for a reason, because I know there's one there. I know 4 personally, including this one. I'm sure there's more, so if you have one, chime into the comments. But this is a great game. It was heavily influenced by Gauntlet, and Sega decided that they were going to make their own version of Gauntlet. And not only did they do that, but they made something that nobody's really duplicated since. Some people say it's one of the first versions of a RTS. I don't know about that. There's really nothing like Game Ground. It's a fantastic game. The arcade version, you know, most people played this on the Genesis, myself included. And when I heard there was an arcade version, I was like, what? I've got to get that, or I've got to find out about it. And I never thought I would own one, but sure enough, in this hobby, if you look around long enough or you keep your eyes open, you'll find something. So the arcade version is different than the Genesis. It's got a vertical monitor, the playfield is much larger, the graphics are better. I played the Genesis version last night, so the playfield's much smaller. There's not as much scrolling. It's got some different enemy types that you start, or sorry, character types that you start with. Unlike this one, which starts you with the same 3. I believe also on the Genesis one, if you flip it to the most difficult setting, it'll let you start with all 20 characters that you can cycle through. I tried that on this, even though the board is pretty rare, and it didn't work. So I don't know if that works on the arcade version, but if somebody else has one and tries it, let me know. It didn't work on this one. And you've got the bezel here. You can see all the different characters that you can get, which is pretty cool. The artwork's really cool. I had replacements made for this, made by Galloping Ghost, because my buddy and I, when we were working on it, we accidentally rubbed some of this artwork off. I know, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a pretty amazing game. This one, I was just looking for it, and Zyla, who used to own Hyperspace Arcade in Colorado, she had this, and she was selling a bunch of games here locally in Las Vegas. And I made her an offer for this, and we went back and forth, and I bought it. So that's why it's here now. I'm glad it's here. It's in a safe spot. I'm happy to have it. And if you ever get a chance to play one at Galloping Ghost or elsewhere, highly recommend it. It's one of the most underrated games or unknown games out there in the arcade. So whether it's on the arcade or on the Genesis, give it a shot. Alright, so you might have noticed how big this cabinet is. That's one of the biggest reasons there's probably not a lot of them around, because it's so darn big. So let's open it up. It swings on a door, and a lot of Game Grounds, you'll see the lock. If you see a Game Ground, I'm willing to bet, or a hot rod, or any cabinet like this type, this part's going to be chewed up. And this part was chewed up when I got it, and I put some Bondo on there. It looks pretty good right now, but still, got to be careful when you're opening it. So, you got your controllers here, which these are, I forget the name. There's some kind of they're a common type controller, but these ones have this annoying plastic edge that if it breaks off, and these are 30 years old, if it breaks off, you're going to lose control. You can't control vertically or something like that. They look like leaves, but I guess a good way to explain it, yeah, they're coin control joysticks, and I guess a good way to explain it is the leaves on these are attached, they're permanently attached to the bottom of the joystick. So if they break, you're screwed. Luckily, they're fairly common if you buy old joystick lots on eBay. So you got that's the PCB right there, the fan and everything. You could basically, you could move in here if you wanted to. It's so big. I don't know why, you know, the Japanese love making things small. I don't know why they made this so big, but it's huge. And one last thing about these joysticks. forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so I tried to take some new, just like some HAP competitions or something and replace it. And you'd think that would work. And it does work, the game plays and everything. But the annoying thing is that the cover here won't fit anymore. And you'll see just this hole where the joystick's supposed to be, which is really annoying. So it's best to keep these original. And if anybody has any ideas for something better, by all means, post in the comments. Anyway, let's check out the game. Alright, let's check out some 3-player Game Ground on a dedicated Game Ground cabinet. Now when we play this game, it's not like Gauntlet. There's over 20 characters. Each one has a very specific move set, and they're important depending on the level that you're going to play. So if you lose a character early on, it might screw you up later in the game because you don't have his special moves. So anyway, let's check it out. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to get the ninja guy. Don't kill everybody. What do you guys get? Got it. Mark, you get this guy. No, I used the Viking guy. There. You get here, so leave one of those guys up top alive.
So fire just acts as a shield.
Yeah, you can kill people with it.
No, I didn't touch it. Okay, but I gotta get him.
Want to save the last guy? Yeah, save him. Somebody.
No.
Well, I know what's going to happen if we keep messing around like this.
What?
It dies.
Whoa.
I'll go in. I'll reset.
Oh, right, that's me. Oh, fuck.
Now we're getting decimated. Yeah, you can cheap shot these guys with this guy right here. Sound good, Mark? Not working. It's working. I got 50 seconds, so that's the thing.
Trying. Hurry up. I know. Rope. Damn it. 20 seconds. Come on, I'm just gonna get a shot.
Kai gave us some time. Someday I dream of doing this without having to continue. I know it's possible. It could be done. So, second level, you go to the next epoch, or a different area in time. Alright, so real quick I'll show you the inside of Gain Ground. Inside this massive cabinet. Here's the Sega System 24 board. It's got a fan. And it's good for storage, right? So I got some locks here. I got extra controls because these coin controls are a pain in the ass. These are the wrong ones actually, but let's see if I can find the right one. Anyways, these coin controls right here. See those little white plastic wavy things right there? If those break, you got to replace the whole bottom of the controller. And they break. I've had them break a couple times since I've had this cabinet. Kind of a pain in the butt. That's where your connections are. I got a wood piece missing here, which I need to put back on, but your transformer and power supply. And that's pretty much it. It is a massive cabinet. And then we'll get a look here of all the characters. This is pretty cool. It tells the story behind the game, which is a little absurd but awesome. And here's the side art. And I've got side art on the other side too. Alright, so there you have it. That's Gain Ground, a dedicated Gain Ground arcade cabinet. If you have any questions, let me know. The game's awesome. It's really challenging. As you can see, we got our butts kicked. But it's a lot of fun, and I believe that if all three players were focused on this game and played it a lot, that you could beat it without continuing. But that would be a big challenge. So anyway, give it a try. If you haven't already, play it on MAME, and we'll see you on the next video. Wayne described this as bullet hell. It's what? Bullet hell.